there's dirt on my hands.
Hello YouTube, Boss Rino. Welcome to my channel. So ito, try natin ito. Darkest Secret, Strange Photographs and Videos Captured in Space. Space? Oh, shit. Pati sa space may multo. Ibang klase. Ano kaya itsura ng ano? Ano kaya ang itsura ng multo sa space? So ito, para makita natin, try natin itong Darkest Secret bago pa try na iba.
Secret. Today we present strange photographs and videos captured in space. Number 4. The case that reaches out to us and leads us into the darkness of space is perhaps one of the strangest that has occurred on the edge of the Earth's atmosphere, and that for years has kept NASA in complete silence. I am referring to the controversial Tether incident. On Sunday, February 25th, 1996, the Space Shuttle Columbia deployed carrying an experimental capsule to put it into orbit. The experiment was called the Tether Satellite System, and the purpose of this was an attempt to generate electricity using the Earth's magnetic field. However, everything ended in a resounding failure. Unfortunately, the capsule broke, so the experiment was never carried out. However, the strange thing about this mission occurred when a sophisticated camera with which the Columbia was provided detected the presence of hundreds of unidentified flying objects in the ultraviolet spectrum.
Galing.
Everything was recorded in this
Talino talaga ng tao, no?
shocking
Malupit yung kay Elon Musk. Pag lumipad yung spaceship, na bumabalik dito.
video. And take note, it was not uploaded to just any site. This video was taken from the official NASA site.
Oh, shit. Grabe, no? In space, oh. Parang ano, no? Parang nasa, Microsoft tayo. Hindi stars yan. Ano yan? Ano yan?
Those things moving quickly around the device are not space junk. They are not scraps of the ill-fated project. Those things, according to astronauts who saw them out the window, were like giant fireflies. If you look closely, it would seem as if it was hundreds of bacteria seen under a microscope.
Oh, parang
The
microscope.
astronauts described them as giant fireflies because they were so bright. They hovered like insects in space. Some were small, like the size of a basketball, but others were at least 1 mile in diameter.
Laki.
Consider that this K-like piece that you see, which is a broken component of the tether, is 12 miles long.
Oo.
So that object that's passing by is at least 1 to 5 miles across.
Oo. Laki.
It's huge. The astronauts also saw that they were mysteriously reacting to the sound emitted by the capsule. Some consider them to be alien ships. Others believe they were biological subjects. Number 3.
Ayun, totoo talaga yung aliens kasi sobrang dami ng sobrang dami ng patunay no? Or hindi naman patunay pero parang theory na meron talagang lumalabas na alien.
Another incredible experience was lived by the Chinese taikonaut, Yang Liwei,
Yan, mga Chinese, mga magagaling din yun sa space.
who on October 16, 2003, and while he was sleeping inside the capsule Shenzhou 5, lived what, according to him, is the most terrifying experience he's had in his life. As unbelievable as it sounds, he said something started hitting the capsule from the outside.
kumakatok.
He described it as an intermittent pounding, as if someone was banging on the door from outside. Powerful blows that, according to him, seemed to be made in sequence. He quickly ruled out that it was a shower of debris due to the pattern of the blows.
Makatao yan.
Li Wei, completely frightened, began to transmit what was happening to the base. Terrified, he said that what he lived was out of all logic. Terror that increased exponentially when from the earth, they told him to prepare for the worst. Fortunately for him, the pounding stopped, and he never heard it again. However, this experience remained as one of the terrifying mysteries that still no one has answered.
Makakatok eh, no? Nasa space eh, no? Alien na naman yan. Alien na naman yan.
Number 2. In the scientific world, great interest has aroused the race to colonize the planet Mars. Interest that has resulted in a significant number of missions to that planet, where robots equipped with the most recent technological advances arrived to collect samples, do environmental analysis, and send to Earth the most incredible images of the Martian landscape that has amazed everyone.
Grabe, ganito.
However, a few years ago, social networks exploded with a shocking image that's supposedly taken by the robot Curiosity, in which it captures the presence of a woman walking on the surface of Mars. All this discovered in an official NASA image.
Ang ina sa Mars yan, no? May multo pa sa Mars. Imbis na nauna ang tao, multo pa lang nauna sa Mars.
The image caused a lot of excitement, and it is because the figure fits with all the anthropomorphic characteristics of a female body. Arms, torso, waist, long hair, and even looks like she's wearing a dress. How can this be? Many hypotheses have come out, but personally, upon learning of this case, I immediately related it to shocking documents that a few years ago were declassified by the CIA. Official documents in which a medium was involved, who supposedly managed to make a psychic trip to the past of Mars, and where, as revealed, the subject would have encountered large and modern constructions, in addition to the presence of what he described as a complex life. Could this figure be a spiritual entity of those beings that inhabited Mars in the past? Could we be in the presence of the first paranormal manifestation outside of our planet? Let me know what you think.
Grabe naman.
Number 1.
Ibig sabihin, yung multo, kasi parang tao, di ba? Yung multo dito, nauna na nag-travel sa atin, papuntang Mars. Di ba? O kaya, may una ng taong napunta doon namatay, kaya nagbulto sa Mars. Lupit.
We end this investigation with a shocking phenomenon that occurred in 2012, and that to this day keeps the entire scientific world stunned and wondering what happened in the sun during March 9th and 12th of that year. Because during those days, and in an inexplicable way, it was possible to capture the presence of a mysterious and gigantic black sphere, and that was literally connected to the sun by means of a series of dark filaments. The sphere was visible for almost 80 hours. 80 hours that kept the whole scientific world hanging by a thread, who could not understand what was shown on the screen. However, from one moment to the next, and when everyone thought that the phenomena was going to increase, it simply disappeared, leaving behind a series of solar flares that did not subside until almost 6 hours later. When the images went viral on social networks, many doubted their authenticity, attributing this phenomena to changes made by editing software. However, this all came to nothing when it was confirmed that the images had been obtained neither more nor less than from NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory,
Grabe to.
perhaps the most sophisticated of all the satellites with which science studies the behavior of the king star. The most conservative say that there could have been explosions of great magnitude on the solar surface, but there are also those who claim that it could be a gigantic ship of an unknown origin. Consider that that ship would have to be larger than planet Earth.
Oo.
And the most original explanation was in those who thought that it could be a living entity, an animal, or a creature that feeds off the sun. Whatever the reason, the truth is that this image leaves no one indifferent, thus adding to the other inexplicable phenomena that have been captured outside our planet. Will we ever have an explanation that clarifies these strange phenomena? Let me know what you think in the comment box, because this video has come to an end.
Itong ano, hindi ko maintindihan ba't natin masyado pinag-aaralan yung mga nasa ibang, sa labas ng planeta natin, no? Bakit kaya? Di na lang kayo dito gumastos. Ang lalaki ng ginagastos nyo dun eh. Di ba? Dito nyo nagastosin sa atin, yung mga tao dito. Kurakot yan eh. Di, pero nakakatakot. Hindi siya nakakatakot, o masyado na siyang interesting. Oo. Di ba? So, okay na rin. Hindi maintindihan ng mga bata pa to. Pero yung mga matatanda dyan na mahilig sa mga alien, sigurado nag-enjoy kayo dito, no? So, shoutout tayo kay Rona Kaubang. Tapos, shoutout din kay Richard Huelar. Shoutout kay Rapi Iglas. At shoutout kay Nika Maru Cruz sa anak niya. Tapos, si Angelito Cruz. So, shoutout sa inyo. At shoutout kay Bacon PH Kai. Tapos, shoutout kay Judy Perez. At yon. Yun muna. So, maraming salamat sa panonood. At sana nag-enjoy kayo kahit konti at libang kayo, no? Ako nalibang ako eh. Wala ako masyado na-react kasi masyadong serious yung usapan. Pero okay na rin yan. O, para medyo pahinga tayo sa multo at atakin ako sa puso. Ayun, maraming salamat sa panonood at hanggang sa
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.